My name is Sabrina Allen, and this is my Storytime in the box. So I'm going to start with box number 1, and the overall theme is about loving your hair. So the first book that I have is Crown, an ode to the fresh cut. So this book is basically about an African American boy who explains his experience about going to the barbershop and getting a haircut and what that means for him. So the activity that the children will do after reading this book is that they will get one of these templates, and basically from there they will recreate or draw their favorite haircut they've ever gotten. If they've never gotten a haircut, then they can just think of a haircut that they are maybe interested in, and they can draw that on the paper. So the second book in this box is called Hair Love. And so for this activity, it's kind of similar to the crown activity, but instead children will be able to look at different hairstyles, and they will be able to choose a hairstyle that they like or would be interested in trying out, and they try to recreate it on the face template. So it kind of goes along with the Hair Love book, because the little girl Zuri in that book experiments with a bunch of different hairstyles trying to find the perfect one for her. Okay, and then the third book in this box is called Hair Like Mine. So this little girl basically goes through the whole book, and she's talking to her mom about how she can't find anyone that has hair like hers, and it's embracing the idea that nobody should have hair like hers, or does, because she's one of a kind, she's unique. So for this third activity, again, they'll be using this template, but children will recreate their own personal hair as best they could using different kinds of materials like string, different color construction paper, pom-poms, anything like that, and they do their best to try and create their hair along the template of. Okay, so my second story time in a box is about self-acceptance. So all of the books in this box are going through and talking about accepting yourself for who you are and all of the things that are unique about you. So the first book in this box is called The Day You Begin. And so this little girl basically just goes to school, and she is essentially new, and she doesn't know anyone, and everyone's sharing all these different things that they've done in their lives, where they've traveled, and she's kind of comparing their experiences to her own and how they're completely different. She hasn't really traveled to many places. So the first activity that is going to go along with this book is that children will create a name poster about themselves, all right, and they will fill it with their different interests, hobbies, things about them, where they're from, if they're a certain nationality, anything that they feel helps to express themselves. So this is an example of what I did. So I'm a reader, I drew a book, I like hiking, flowers, outdoors, things like that. Okay, and then the second book that I have is called I Am Enough. So this little girl is going through, and she's basically just giving herself positive affirmations of why she's here, that has so many different reasons as to why she is in the world and what her purpose is, and she embraces the things that she does well and maybe even the things that she doesn't do so well. So the activity for this book is that students will create an About Me mobile. So they'll put their name, and then they'll get different pieces of cardstock to create a little mobile that they could hang at home, and just again embracing their interests and things about them that they are proud of. And then the third book in this series is A is for All the Things That You Are. So again, this book, it's kind of like, it's an ABC book, but it's more for older readers, because it explains different words. Like C is for creative, and what is a way that you like to be creative. So that brings itself to the activity, where students will choose, sorry if you can see this. All right, so students will choose the letter of their first name, so it would be good to have a few copies of each letter. They will choose the letter of their first name, and then they will answer the question for the letter. So this is my example. C is for, and it's creative. So what are some ways that you like to be creative? And they can illustrate, write, or draw out any way that they personally are creative, or whatever word that fits with their first name. So for the third box, it is focusing on inclusion and just embracing the differences that everyone has about them, as far as religion, appearance, or even physical abilities. So the first book is called All Are Welcome, and it's just going through a classroom and how everyone in the classroom is different. They have different things about them, whether it's their faith, appearance, so on. So the first activity that I thought would go well with this book is that I don't have a set of cards, but students will have different languages that all say welcome, and they will do their best to try and sort the language to the country that it goes with. And then when they are done sorting, they get to color this nice little poster that says all are welcome here, and they can hang it up in the room or somewhere they would like to see it. The second book in this box is What Does It Mean to Be American? So this book just goes through and it's kind of highlighting that question. What does it mean to be American? Does it mean to eat pie? Does it mean to like certain foods? And it just guides children through that. So after reading that book, the children can fill out a template that says what being an American means to me, and then they can either write a statement or they can illustrate or draw anything that they would like to. And then the third book in this box is called Just Ask, and this one focuses more on like physical and learning disabilities that people may have. So the activity for this is that students will create an About Me flower. So basically on each petal they will choose different things about them that kind of make them unique. So the fourth box is about friendship, and the first book is called Stick and Stone, and stick stands up for stone when another character kind of picks on stone. So after reading this book, children will create a friendship catcher template, or cootie catcher, I think that's what these are called. The second book in this box is called Nerdy Birdie Tweets, and so Nerdy Birdie has a friend Vulture, and in this book Nerdy Birdie learns that sometimes the things he was putting weren't too friendly about his friend Vulture. So after this, the children will use this blank template to write something about friendship and what it means to be a friend, or something kind about a friend that they have. And then after they do that, they can color and design their own cell phone template. And then the third book in this box is called Big Friends. So the two little boys in this story run into a problem when a third friend wants to join and they don't really know how to balance everything. So after reading this book, the activity for the children to do is that they will complete a wanted poster for a new friend that they would like, and they can write different qualities that they were looking for in a friend, like maybe outgoing or likes to make s'mores. That's just a fun way for them to advertise that they're looking for. So the last story time in a box is about artists and embracing the creativity you have within yourself. So the first book in this box is called Radiant Child, and it's about the famous artist Basquiat and how he got started with wanting to become an artist and ultimately becoming a famous artist. So the activity for this book is that children will be able to use old magazines to create a collage about themselves. The second book in this box is called The Dot, and the main character goes through and doesn't think she can do anything. She's not creative, but Little did she know she has her own ability to create beautiful dots. So the activity that children will do for this is that they will get this template, all right, and they will create their own personal unique dot. So this is my example for that activity. And then the third book in this box is called Beautiful Oops. So a lot of the times when people see mistakes or students make mistakes, they want to start over completely and have nothing to do with it. Well, this book is great because it teaches you that art isn't always perfect and things aren't always perfect or don't go how you think they will. So the activity that students will complete is that they will get paper that either has a random pre-made line or a tear or some kind of imperfection, and they will have to create art from their imperfection. Thank you.